This is the point at which a deeply remorseful Theo Silverton in Coronation Street becomes aware that someone may have overheard his devastating admission to killing Billy Mayhew. The much-loved vicar lost his life earlier this month after becoming caught up in the catastrophic Corriedale crash. Theo had long resented the close bond between Billy and Todd Grimshaw, but on the day of Debbie Webster's wedding, he began to realize that Todd was trapped in an abusive situation. Amid the panic and confusion of the pileup involving several vehicles, Theo returned to the minibus and discovered Billy badly trapped inside. In a chilling, impulsive moment, Theo made a fatal choice, securing an unconscious Billy back into the driver's seat before abandoning him in the burning wreckage. Overcome with grief and feeling utterly broken, Todd believed he had no alternative but to return to Theo's side, giving the impression that Theo had ultimately regained control. However, there was one factor Theo hadn't anticipated: his own guilt. While violence and manipulation don't seem to trouble his sleep, taking a life appears to have crossed a line even he can't ignore. In upcoming scenes, Theo is plagued by relentless remorse, which finally erupts when he ends up confessing his crime to the most unexpected presence: Billy himself. In this newly released clip, Theo stands alone beside Billy's coffin inside the funeral parlor. He insists that if he'd had even a moment to properly think when he climbed back into the minibus, he would have rescued Billy. Admitting he may never forgive himself, Theo tearfully apologizes as his emotions overwhelm him. He goes on to argue that he isn't a killer, describing himself instead as someone who simply loved his partner too intensely. As he desperately pleads for some form of absolution, a distant door suddenly closes, startling him. Believing it to be George Shuttleworth, Theo steadies himself and steps outside, only to find no one there. Whoever overheard the confession now holds the power to destroy him, a fact that could push Theo into becoming even more dangerous. Executive producer Kate Brooks offers a chilling glimpse into the psychological impact Billy's death has had on Theo. She explains that while Theo is consumed by guilt over his actions, he convinces himself that what he did was necessary to keep Todd in his life. In his distorted and unstable mindset, Theo genuinely believes he loves Todd, which fuels his efforts to present himself as a dependable source of support for Todd, Summer, and George. Acting as a pillar of strength also serves to conceal the crushing guilt he carries, but he is painfully aware of how close he came to losing Todd, and he is determined never to let that happen again. Coronation Street favorite hints at fresh shock following Carl and Debbie revelation. Coronation Street stalwart Michael Lavelle has hinted that there could be yet another explosive Webster family secret on the way, following the dramatic revelation involving Carl and Debbie. Viewers recently saw a long-running speculation confirmed when it was revealed that Debbie is actually Carl's birth mother, not his sister, as he has always believed. The truth was quietly unveiled on screen when Debbie was shown examining a baby's hospital wristband hidden among her personal keepsakes. Despite this, Carl remains unaware of the reality, having grown up believing that Elaine was his mother. Speaking exclusively to Inside Soap, Michael, who plays Kevin Webster, shared his reaction to the storyline and teased the possibility of an even bigger twist by questioning the identity of Carl's father. He explained that the reveal immediately sparked excitement among the cast, with plenty of theories flying around behind the scenes. According to Michael, several possible candidates fit the timeline, including familiar names from the show's past, and the idea of linking the Websters with another iconic family would make for brilliant drama. Kevin, meanwhile, has been left reeling in the aftermath of Abby's affair with Carl and the collapse of their marriage. Michael admitted that he found the split upsetting, but acknowledged that it has opened the door to powerful storytelling. He said that while the breakup was difficult, it allowed for a strong plot that brought Carl and Debbie into the center of the action. The storyline has also given the characters far more shared scenes, something he views as an unexpected positive. He added that he hopes the show ultimately recognizes that Kevin and Abby are well matched and belong together. However, regardless of whether Kevin and Abby ever find their way back to each other, Michael is firm about one reunion he doesn't want to see happen. He revealed that while he would happily welcome Kevin and Abby reconciling, the idea of Kevin rekindling a romance with Sally is a definite no. Not out of a lack of affection for the character or actor, but because he believes Sally and Tim are perfect as they are. In his view, their relationship works beautifully, and breaking them up would be a real shame. Coronation Street fans convinced Shona and Jodie's father has already appeared on screen. Coronation Street viewers believe they may have already worked out the identity of Shona Platt and her sister Jodie's father, after Shona vowed to hunt him down following troubling revelations about their past. On the ITV soap, Shona recently promised to confront the man after Jodie opened up about her childhood experiences, prompting fans to speculate that the truth has been hiding in plain sight. A fresh DNA-style twist is now being predicted, with some viewers convinced the storyline could even be linked to a familiar face from Emmerdale. Shona was left unsettled after hearing Jodie's account of how their father treated her, particularly after Shona left home as a teenager when she became pregnant and never looked back. When the sisters reunited, Jodie revealed that their father became increasingly controlling after Shona disappeared. She claimed he rarely allowed her out of his sight, locked her in her room, and made her life unbearable. Shona later discussed the situation with her husband David Platt, deciding she needed to track their father down and demand answers. Although David warned her against it, Shona remained determined to secretly confront him about the trauma Jodie endured. Jodie first appeared on screen under dramatic circumstances, having been discovered tied up in the back of a van belonging to an Emmerdale character. Even after his staged death was exposed and Jodie's connection to Shona confirmed, the show has yet to explain how characters from two different soaps became linked. Viewers still don't know what led to Jodie being kidnapped or why she was trying to escape, but it's clear she has been hiding something. As soon as she described her father as controlling, fans began to question whether this could be the missing piece that connects her to the Emmerdale figure. While some viewers pointed out that the character was never known to have children, others couldn't shake the theory that he might secretly be the father of both Shona and Jodie. Social media quickly filled with speculation suggesting that Jodie was abducted after attempting to flee from him. One fan suggested that Jodie tried to run away from her controlling father, only to be caught and restrained in his van before a crash disrupted his plans, allowing her to escape and eventually be found. Another viewer shared their belief that the same man could also be Shona's father. As the episode aired, more fans voiced similar theories, with several suggesting that the show might reveal the Emmerdale character as the sisters' dad. The idea continued to gain traction online, with viewers repeatedly questioning whether the crossover twist would confirm him as the long-lost father. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.